Good morning. Today we are talking about how to move abroad from the United States. I'm going to be answering whatever moving abroad questions you have. I'm going to be talking about my journey living abroad as a digital nomad. We'll be talking about the moving abroad mindset. We'll be talking about the most common questions I get, different ways to make money while you are living abroad, how to choose the place that is best for you. And we're going to also talk about some other people who have been living this life just like me, because we tend to look at living abroad like it's this big crazy thing. But y'all, there are people out here doing this every single day. People are moving abroad every day. People have been moving abroad since the beginning of time. This is not anything new, okay? But sometimes we tend to treat it like it's new, and it's not, okay? It may seem like this wild, crazy thing, but one thing that life has taught me is that anything can become your normal, okay? Anything can become your normal. At this point, it is 100% normalized for me and my husband to be living abroad because we created our lives that way. And if that's something that you want to do, then you are in the right place. Welcome, welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining. Please make sure y'all are double tapping that screen. Pretty please. It is free for y'all to double tap, and it means so much to us creators who are getting up here talking to a box with nobody talking back to us, and for us out here battling these algorithms. So please make sure y'all are double tapping and showing some love. If you have any questions about moving abroad or living abroad, feel free to drop them. Feel free to drop them below in the comments. If you're new here, let me see a number 1 in the comments. If it's your first time joining any of my lives, drop a number 1 in the comment section. If it is not your first time joining any of my lives, let me see a number 2 in the comments. And if you are somebody who would like to experience living abroad in the next 365 days, let me see a number 3 in the comments. But let me see those number 1s if y'all are new here. Let me know where y'all are joining in from. Let me know what time it is. West Coast, are y'all awake or nah? It is 12:02 p.m. here in Colombia. Let me know where you're at. Let me know what time it is. And yeah, we're going to be diving into all the gems around how to get the F out of the United States, how to escape the matrix, and learn how to live abroad, because this is something that is possible for you. It's possible for you. For me, it's possible for you as well. Dwayne says he is trying to escape. Where are you trying to go, Dwayne? Let us know. Thank y'all so much for joining. Please make sure y'all are double tapping that screen. I really appreciate y'all. If y'all know anybody else who's interested in living abroad, moving abroad, please also make sure that you share the live with them. Don't be stingy, okay? And yeah, please, let's get some hearts on the screen. Remember, IG is for lurkers and TikTok is for lovers, okay? And what was I about to do? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, so please make sure y'all double tapping that screen. I really appreciate y'all showing some love. So a little bit about me. For those of you who are new here, welcome, welcome. Put a number 1 in the comments. If you're new, if it's your first time joining any of my live videos before, so I can give you a warm welcome. So my name is Bianca, and last year, my husband and I left the United States to live abroad as digital nomads. So February 4th, 2024, we got on a one-way flight to, I almost said to Medellin, Colombia. That is not true. That's where we are right now, but that's not where we went last February. So February of last year, we got on a one-way flight to Brazil. So since last year, we've been in Brazil, Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, Indonesia, Panama, Colombia, Mexico. Like we done been around the block. And I go live to show you the journey of living abroad. I go live to show you what this life looks like, the behind the scenes, the good, the bad, and the ugly. My life is not perfect just because I live abroad. There's shitty things about living abroad, just like there's shitty things about living in the United States. One thing I always tell people is to choose your hard, okay? Like you get to choose the hard that you want to put up with in your life, okay? Let me see number 1 in the comments if y'all new here. Why y'all being so quiet today? Why y'all don't want to talk today? What's going on? Y'all just decided y'all want to talk to me today? Okay, I'm about to just go hang out on YT. TikTok, don't be giving IG energy, TikTok, okay? I came over here from IG because IG be giving that weird lurker energy. That's what I'm used to on IG. I came over here on TikTok because I thought y'all was better, okay? Don't be over there being all quiet. Y'all can talk back to me. Y'all can say good morning. Y'all can say good afternoon. Let me know what country you want to move to. Drop in the comments on number 1 if you're new here. Y'all can talk to me, okay? Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I do appreciate y'all. So anyway, like I said, me and my husband left the U.S. last year to live abroad as digital nomads. And I've been going live to share the journey with y'all because people are constantly asking me questions. Sweet fool. I can't pronounce it. I'm gonna just say sweet. Good afternoon. Thank you for dropping a comment. I appreciate you. Cause I'm like, dang, I ain't been live. I wanted to go live yesterday, but I was sick because my husband got me sick. I had a whole attitude with him. I wanted to go live yesterday, so I actually haven't been live. Phil, okay, thank you. I have not gone live in a few days, and I get back on here. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm ready to get on here and talk to my people. And I'm like, oh, they're not even talking bad today. That's crazy. That's crazy. Thank y'all for the hearts. I really do appreciate y'all. If you're new here, drop a number 1 in the comments. If you want to move abroad, let me know in the comments which countries you are interested in. Thank you, Sweet Phil. Thank you so much for the gift. Let me know. Good afternoon, user 3306. Let me know in the comments which countries you are interested in living abroad. Also, let me know on a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are you about moving abroad? How serious are you about getting the F out of the United States? So, okay, Thailand. I always hear Thailand. Have you visited yet? I love Thailand. We were there last week. We were there last year. It's one of my favorite countries. Thank you so much for the gift, Unpopular Soul. I appreciate y'all. See, now y'all showing up and showing love. I'm here for it, okay? I am here for it. Thank you so much. I appreciate the gift. Okay, not yet. Yeah, I 10 out of 10 recommend it. Do you know which part of Thailand that you want to go to? Thank y'all so much for the heart. So today we're going to be diving into moving abroad from the United States. I'm going to be sharing some real life gems and experiences and a special offer for anybody who is looking for help getting out of the US. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. I'm ready to retire. Period. So are you saying you're ready to retire like you're actually about to retire, or you just mean like you're ready, like you want it to be a little bit sooner? Yes, Bangkok is my favorite city. I definitely would plan to take a scouting trip out there to see how you like it. I mean, Bangkok has it doesn't have the beach. I feel like Bangkok has everything except like the beach, but you can get to the beach pretty quickly. I'm 61. I don't know what that means because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm blanking on what the retirement age is. What is it, 65? I don't actually know. I don't actually know what it is, but a little bit more. So like a little bit more about let me first, does anybody know, do y'all know what a digital nomad is? So like I said, last year, me and my husband left the United States to live abroad as digital nomads. So put a yes in the comments if you know what a digital nomad is. Put the words not yet if you have either not heard of a digital nomad before, or maybe if you've heard of a digital nomad, but you're not really, you're not exactly sure like what it is, what that really means. My early retirement is 62. Okay, you almost there then, sis. You are almost there. Okay, so I see a yes and I see a no. So basically, I'm going to go over a cold, y'all. So y'all going to have to bear with me. And there might be some coughing, some sneezing. Listen, on YT, you cannot pause live on YT. You can pause it on TikTok, but you cannot pause it on YT. So listen, just bear with me. Thank y'all so much for tapping that screen. I appreciate y'all. So a digital nomad is literally somebody who works and travels. That's the easiest way to think about it. So when you think about the word nomad, that is somebody who is nomadic, right? Like they move around from place to place. And then whenever you put the word digital in front of it, then that just means that I make money digitally, right? So like a digital nomad is just somebody who works and travels. There are people who even are digital nomads in the United States. I personally, I'm a global girly, okay? I'm an international digital nomad, but that's what a digital nomad means. It's somebody who is working and traveling at the same time. And there's not necessarily one place that is like a home for them. So like me and my husband, we don't have a home, like, right? Like we essentially wherever we are currently is where we are living. We are a little bit more settled here in Colombia now. We've been thank you, Phil. We've been in Colombia for, oh my God, it's like going on 3 months. I don't know what time is, y'all. I do not know what time is. But anyway, whenever I first started living abroad, it was kind of an accident. I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like I never understood the concept of living abroad. I signed up for this group travel program where I traveled with 28 strangers for 4 months in 4 different countries. And I really didn't know exactly what I was getting myself into. But baby, my life has been changed. Like my life has changed ever since. Because once I experienced life outside of the United States, Once I experienced what it was actually like to be somewhere where the lifestyle, the culture was a lot slower. It wasn't like I was always in a hurry. It wasn't like there was always something to do. I just felt more at peace. Like my mental health was a lot better. Like for me, y'all, even when I was living in the US, and I tell people all the time, I did not have a terrible life in the United States, and I will never pretend like I did. However, whenever I was in the US, I didn't necessarily feel like I had a lot of stress and anxiety until I would leave the country. And then I would go abroad and I would just recognize how much more peaceful I felt. I would just recognize how much more freedom I felt like I had whenever I was abroad. And that's one of the main reasons why my husband and I decided to take this leap and go live abroad, because we were like, our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health is so much better whenever we are abroad. Now, living abroad is not for everybody. I will never pretend that it is for everybody, but I know that some people feel called to this life. Like, put the word yes in the comments if you feel called to experience living outside of the US. Put a yes in the comments if living abroad is something that you've been thinking about for some time now. Put a yes in the comments if you want to live and experience a slower lifestyle, okay? Like if you want to be part of a culture or like a country that is, that actually prioritizes peace and people over profit. Like, it's like I said, it's definitely not a lie. It's not for everybody, but the people who get it, get it. Okay. User 766, I can't even talk. 766 has a yes in the comments. We got some trolls in here today. Hello. Trying to get away from your type. I am Samuel 2.0. Okay, you want your 30 seconds of fame? Okay, there you are on the pen. Hello, Samuel. What's up? Come on, you wanna troll? Let's do it. I shouldn't even do this because I really ain't even got time today. I don't even really got time to do this today. I got too much shit to do. But y'all, I've been a content creator for some time now, and I used to be offended whenever people would like come into my live or people would leave like rude or mean or negative comments. And then I started realizing, oh my God, Bianca, you are so blessed. Like, you should be so grateful, because do you know how sad of a human you have to be to go into somebody else's live and be mean? Like, do you honestly recognize like how sad of a person you have to be? And I just started realizing like that would never even occur to me. Like that, it would just never occur to me to do something like that. So once I recognized that, like honestly, I just stopped being offended by like 90% of the trolls that come in here, because I'm like, oh, you need attention. You're not getting enough attention from your mommy, from your girlfriend, from your job. You don't have enough attention and you want it in here. So you know what? There you go. I got you on the pen. There you go. There you go. Good for you. So anyways, whenever, thank you, Unpopular Soul. I appreciate you. It took some time, y'all. You gotta have some thick skin to be a content creator, because people have called me everything other than a child of God. And I'm telling you, like, it's not always easy, but at the end of the day, what I remember is like, I remember who I'm here to help. I remember that there are people out here who want to learn how they can move abroad. There are people out here who want to see the world. They want to learn how to travel, even if they don't have a large budget. There are people out here who really want to learn how to start making money online. They want to learn how they can make money from anywhere. And I'm like, these are the people who I'm showing up for. Trolls can kiss my ass. Y'all can come in here, get you a little bit of attention. And if that's what you need to feel a little bit better about your day, okay, whatever. Hello, Christina. I am currently in Colombia. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping that screen. Please make sure y'all keep those hearts coming. I left last year, so February 4th, 2024 is when me and my husband got on a one-way flight to Brazil. We've been in 10 different countries since last year, because we are digital nomads, so we move around from place to place. Thank you for the perfume, Unpopular Soul. So let me know in the comments. For those of you, I mean, I assume everybody in here is interested in moving abroad, because otherwise, like, I mean, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, for those of y'all who want to move abroad, let me know in the comments, what is your why? Because this is one of the, are you depatriating? No, I'm not. This is like one of the biggest things that I want you to think about, because so many people get overwhelmed and they overthink the moving abroad journey, and they let inevitable setbacks stop them. They let self-sabotage, they let fear, they let what other people are saying stop them from living abroad, even though living abroad is something that has been on your spirit. So let me know in the comments, what is your why? When you really think about it, because I'm not talking to the people who just think that moving abroad looks cool because you see content creators doing it on social media. Okay. I'm not just talking about the people who want to just go somewhere so they can take cool photos and be like, oh, look, I live in Thailand now because it seems like moving to Thailand is a sexy thing to do. I'm talking to the people who feel called to this life. So let me know in the comments, what is your why? Why do you want to move abroad? Excuse me. School pew-pews that won't change no matter who's in power. Oh, okay, I feel that. Safety. We are worried about where all this is leading. We're thinking about what to do if things go south. Okay, I'm scared because I'm not a smart person and I think it'll be difficult for me. What do you mean you're not a smart person? What does smart even mean? What does smart even mean? I'm going to blow my nose in a minute. I can tell I'm getting stuffy. Also, we do only live once. We're so small in the universe. Why stay in one spot? Explore. Yes, Christina. See, that's the energy I'm on. That's the energy I'm on, y'all. We got a big ass, beautiful planet waiting for us to explore, waiting for us to discover. Okay. Like there is so much power in a U.S. passport. So much power. It is literally a privilege to have a U.S. passport. Do you have any idea how many citizens in other countries cannot just be like, oh, I want to just take a last minute trip to Brazil tomorrow, or I just want to go here, I want to go there. Like there are so many barriers that we as U.S. citizens don't even have to think about. Okay, put a word passport in the comments if you already got that passport. And drop the words not yet if you're going to apply for that passport this year. We're not waiting on 2026. This year, okay? How did you choose which country to move to? That's a great question, Cherie. So because we're digital nomads, we move around from place to place. We have not chosen a place permanently. But for us, the biggest answer for us is because we've been there. Like when people are like, oh, why did you choose Colombia? I'm like, this is my third time in Colombia. I've been here before. There are some people who are like, I'm not testing anything out. I'm just going to move even if I don't know the place. I'm not mad at it. That's your prerogative. You can do that. But I'm telling you, it's a very big difference whenever you actually spend time somewhere and you know that that's a place that can feel like home for you. But what I would recommend, Cherie DC, what I would recommend is really get clear on your wants, your needs, and your non-negotiables. Like actually get out a pen and paper and write it down. What do you want out of your new home? What do you need out of your new home? What is a non-negotiable? What do you refuse to live without? Okay. And by the way, y'all, all of this is what I go through in my MAPS course. Excuse me, MAP stands for Moving Abroad Planning Series, okay? It is literally 12 videos. It's an entire course. It comes with a workbook for you to go through all the things. And excuse me, I told you I'm getting over a cold. Y'all gotta forgive me today, okay? But I was like, damn, I'm tired of laying around this house. I'm like, I actually miss going live. That's why I'm up here. Actually, I feel fine. It's just like, y'all know how it is, the mucus and all like the extra tedious shit. But anyway, all of this information is in my MAPS course, y'all. It's in the link in my bio. And while I'm live, you can actually use the promo code 20 to take off 20% for anybody. For anybody who wants to take advantage of that live bonus, make sure you run and grab it. I'm only in the US for my kids. I've always wanted to live in other places. KJ, do you have, like you said, like for your kids, like, or is it like they're really young, or like you don't want them outside of the US? Tell me more. I have a passport. Mine expires in 2027, period. I see we got some passports in the comments, but I never used it. Holy moly. Unpopular soul. What? So unpopular soul, have you never been outside of the US? Author Kita says, I spend lots of money on traveling and find I'm always treated better in other countries. I feel that. Gotta stick that toe in before jumping all the way in. Yeah, listen, there are some people. Thank you so much, Voices. Thank you for the gift. I've never been outside. You have 100% been outside. What you talking about right now? There are some people, like I said, they are team, I'm going to just go and figure it out. And like I said, that's fine. I'm not here to tell you what to do. That's your business. But for me, I am team take a test drive. Okay. And I don't know, let me know in the comments for those of y'all who want to move abroad, drop the word test in the comments. If you are somebody who would want to test it out, like before you uproot your entire life, and then drop the word leap. If you are like, nah, I'm gonna just take this leap of faith. I'm just going for it. You've never been outside of the US. Oh, okay. So, well, Unpopular Soul. You know what's really, really cool about that? Like whenever I look back to the first time I ever traveled outside of the US, like it's such like a sweet moment because you're just so like wide-eyed and bushy-tailed about so many things. It's okay that you're 50. It's never too late. Like my mom is 73 years old and she just left the US for the first time. She came here to Colombia to see me back in August. It is never too late. If you go to the link in my bio, it's called the Passport to Airport. I believe I have like a completely free class for anybody who, if you've never been out of the US before, you can grab that at the link in my bio. That's specifically for travel newbies, people who have never been abroad before. So make sure you check that out if you are interested in traveling outside of the United States. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Okay, I see author Keita says test. Who else? Put the word test in the comments. Hi, Marcia. Good morning or good afternoon. Put the word test in the comments if you would like to test out living abroad for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months before you are so welcome. Before you decide to take the big leap, put the word test in the comments. If you are just taking the leap, you're like, Bianca, I'm going for it. Put the word leap in the comments. Y'all, moving abroad is 80% mindset, okay? It is 80% mindset. People think that, oh, well, I haven't moved abroad. But actually, let me know in the comments, what's stopping you? Drop in the comments and let me know what is stopping you for moving from moving abroad. Unpopular Soul says, I don't have any money, so I will have to learn. I will have to learn how to save. You can learn how to save. You can learn how to make more money. I actually have a resource in my bio called the Cash Flow Come Up Checklist, and it is specifically for people who want to learn how to make more money, whether you want to move abroad or not. That's in the link in my bio, but I'm going to do a live bonus for y'all. For anybody who gets my MAPS course while I'm live, I'm going to send you that Cash Flow Come Up Checklist for free. Ellie says debt. Ellie, do you realize that if you move abroad, you're going to have a lot more money to pay down your debt? Let me give you a quick scenario. Right now, you're living in the US, and I don't know, you don't have to tell me, but I'm like, okay, what's your rent? Probably, let's go low end. Okay, let's go low end. Let's say your rent's like $1,400, $1,500 a month. And then you also have, water, lights, car insurance, all of that. Let's say like, your expenses, just your expenses are like $2,500 a month. Just your expenses, right? Then you also have, like groceries, gas, whatever, hair, nails, whatever it is. Like your cost of living in the US, and I would say like on the low end, $4,000 a month. Again, y'all, this is on the low end. Now, let's say you move to Thailand. Your rent is $800 a month. That includes your Wi-Fi. That includes your lights. That includes your water. Okay, you have literally less than half. Your expenses are less than half of what they were in the United States. You know how much easier it is to put an extra $200, $500, $1,000 a month on your debt whenever your expenses are a lot lower. So, and I've had people tell me this before. Like I've had people who have told me that people have said that like, oh, well, like, can I move abroad if I have debt? Y'all, these other countries don't give a damn about your debt. The US, the US is the country that wants you to stay a slave to your debt. That's why they make us think that our credit score is like equal to the value of our fucking lives. Okay? Like these things don't matter outside of the United States. No one's going to be like, you're not going to try to get an apartment in Mexico and they're going to be like, oh, well, we see you got 30K in debt in the US. So no, we can't, like, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. So I understand everybody's personality is different. So if you are someone who, for whatever reason, you feel like, no, I want to have debt paid off, that is your prerogative. But I'm here to tell y'all, like I said, you can pay off debt a lot sooner when your expenses are cut in half. Let me see. Marcia said, what's the name of your book and is it on Audible? Marcia, what book you talking about? That was just so random. Like, I have a couple of books, but my book on Audible, it's called How to Stop Eating Your Feelings. It's a book about emotional eating. It's under a pen name. It's not under my real name, but that's the name of the book. It's under B.L. Godwin. That was so random though, Marcia. I have two pit bulls. I need to go to a country where they will allow my baby. You got options. You still got options. But unpopular soul, since you haven't traveled outside of the US yet, like that is what you want to make your priority. Like prioritize taking a trip. Prioritize starting to save and plan your first trip abroad. And if you want to be able to ball out on a budget while you are abroad, I do also have a budget travel masterclass in my bio, but you can start with like the free class in there because I give some budget tips in there as well. Kita says, nothing is stopping me. I'm ready, but making sure I do proper research first. Okay, period, Kita. I'm here for it. So you're saying like proper research. What is it that you're trying to research? Ellie said, I was always under the assumption that you had to clear that debt before you could move. Absolutely not. I had more than like $50,000 in debt whenever I left. I ain't got no shame. I have no shame. I still got debt now. That listen, it ain't going nowhere. It don't even get me started on student loans. And I'm not trying to like brag about this. I'm not saying this is something you have to do. What I am saying is that if you think that you can't move abroad because you have debt, that's what I want you to that's just not true, basically. Like that's not the case. You absolutely can. You're welcome, unpopular soul. My goal is to get my family to Ireland. I've heard such great things about Ireland, but I've never been. Do I go on your homepage? Go, yes, unpopular soul. Everything is at the link in my bio. That Stan Store link. Do I need a stateside address for tax purposes? Yeah, I mean, I use my sister's address. I mean, I feel like in general, like I always want to have a physical address because unless it's like and this isn't me, but this might be you. Unless you're like, I'm moving from the US, I'm not gonna have anything else to do with this country. I would recommend having a stateside address. I don't count student loans. That was a scam. Period, Ellie. Let me stop being toxic on here. Okay. Oh, and Marsha said 2 months, I'm ready. Just gotta save the money. Let's get it, Marsha. I'm here for it. So y'all, whenever it comes to moving abroad, I feel like so many people are always trying to like avoid certain mistakes. Y'all, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You're not gonna be able to avoid them. Okay. There's some things you can avoid. Let me rewind. There are a lot of things that you can avoid, but y'all, inevitably, setbacks are going to happen. I cannot count. I don't have enough fingers and toes for the amount of setbacks that happened to me and my husband during our move abroad journey. Okay. It is completely normal. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It means that you are a human who decided to take a big leap and do something big and do something incredible. That's what it means. If you have self-doubt, it means you're a human who is taking a big risk because you had the confidence to try, even though you weren't sure how it was going to work out. If your brain is trying to tell you, don't do this, that means your brain is working correctly because our brains want to keep us in survival mode. But y'all, you already know what it's like to live in survival mode. Why don't we thrive now? Why don't we stop making survival mode our default? Put a yes in the comments if you know what it feels like to live in survival mode, like your life is on autopilot. You just come in check to check. You go into a job you can't stand. You're scared in your own country. You're tired of being poisoned by the food. Y'all, there's so many different reasons to experience life outside of the US. Janie said, I prepped for 6 months and finally just jumped. Things change every day on my third week. Yes, that is so dope. I am here for it. Y'all, see? Janie took the leap, y'all. Janie took the leap. I'm here for it. I gotta blow my nose, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me mute on YT. Okay, I'm back. Thank y'all for your patience while I was over here having a human experience. Marsha said, when I go to Japan for 2 weeks and came back, when I went to Japan for 2 weeks and came back to the US, I got sick from the food. Yeah, child, listen, y'all, you will be so humbled. You will like the first time I ever left the United States, I remember like trying to figure out like what was wrong with me. Like, I thought I had a tapeworm or something because I was eating so much food and I was not even getting full. And I was like, what is wrong with me? And that was in 2016, that 2015, that 2016. Shit, it was one of them. And that was really like the first time that I truly understood that the US puts so many ingredients in our food that are literally illegal in other countries. Like it's actually mind-blowing. Unpopular Soul said everything that you said. Now I want to leave this country so bad. I hear you. I hear you, but have some grace with yourself and like also like have some patience. Like I said, because like you haven't left the US yet, like that's such a great place to start. Janie says, let's say you change your mind. Most countries have a repatriation program to help you go back. You won't want to go back. And y'all also there's so many different ways that you can live abroad too. I think thank y'all so much for the hearts, by the way. Please continue to tap that screen. I think that so many people have a tendency to think that moving abroad has to be one specific way. Like, oh, that's funny. There is no Diet Coke here. I never even realized that. Like, so many people think that moving abroad has to look a certain way, but y'all, you can make the moving abroad journey that you need. You can start where you are. One of the reasons why I'm so passionate about living abroad is because I get to experience it in a way that works for me, right? My husband and I are digital nomads. Like I said, we've been in 10 different countries since last year. There are a lot of people who will go and move to one place and they will just stay there. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Just like there's nothing wrong with being a digital nomad. It comes down to you. Someone here earlier, I believe her name was Cherie. She was asking about like how to choose, the best country. Y'all, that's the other thing. Like you get to experiment. You get to explore. Like moving abroad gets to be something fun. Sometimes as humans, we just have a tendency to psych ourselves out, and things that are meant to be fun, we turn them into failure because we get so obsessed. We get so attached. Like, imagine if you just decided to let moving abroad just be like the next fun project in your life. Like, you know what? I want to experience life outside of another country. So I'm going to figure out how I can go live abroad in London for a month. I'm going to go sign up for Trusted House Sitters. And, I'm going to go do a house sit in Mexico for 3 weeks. I'm going to go sign up for World Packers. I'm going to go volunteer in Thailand for a month. I'm going to, tell my job that I need to work remotely for 90 days, right? Like there's so many different ways that you can live abroad. And I go through so many of these in the MAPS course, y'all. For those of you who joined a little bit more recently, y'all, everything that you need to move abroad is in my MAPS course, my Move Abroad planning series. Okay. It comes with 12 videos. It comes with a workbook that goes along with the videos and my 23-page resource guide. Trading Star says, how do you find work as a digital nomad? I spent 2 whole days talking about how you can make money while you're living abroad in the MAPS course as well. So the 3 main ways that I see people making money while living abroad is either having a remote job it's normally, it doesn't have to be based in the US, but a lot of times it is based in the US, but you can work it from anywhere. Okay. That's the point. That's the key right there. Making sure that your job will allow you to work from anywhere. The second way is by having your own business, having your own income, which is what I do. So like I'm an entrepreneur. I have several streams of income. I primarily make money from digital marketing and affiliate marketing, but I have several different streams of income. And that is how I support myself while living abroad. And yeah, boom, Janie, that's the last one. Teaching English. Like I see a lot of people who teach English to students who all over the world who want to learn how to speak English. Our English is the language of business. There's so many people all over the world who want to learn how to speak English. So you can get certified. The TEFL, TEFL, that's probably like the one that you hear about the most often. And a lot of these certifications, like once you're certified, a lot of them will even help you land jobs. Like they'll share job opportunities with you. So You can teach English like on the ground in a different country outside of the US, or you can teach English online. Okay. Like you have options. Where'd my lip gloss go? I think I wiped it. Oh shit. Whoops. Hold on, y'all. Y'all not really on hold. I just need a moment. Huh. I must have left it in the bathroom. Oh well. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all double tapping. Thank you for the follow. I had to stop watching news and social media. The U.S. narrative is a lie. Oh, 100%. There's so much propaganda. The U.S. tries to make it seem like it's the best. The best. Good God. That was country. Where are you from, Bianca? North Carolina. Ooh, I really be cracking myself up, y'all. The US would love to feed you the propaganda about how every other country is so dangerous and like these other countries, they have nothing and the US is the best country in the world. Y'all determine that for yourself. Determine that for yourself. Go see the world and find out. So, like I was saying before, one of the main reasons why I'm so passionate about living abroad is because it has literally shown me so much. Like it has taught me so much. It's made me literally a better human being. I'm more empathetic. I'm more kind. Y'all, I'm more intelligent. I need y'all to understand. You become a smarter human being when you travel because you can't help it. You're seeing things like y'all. You want to be more evolved? You want to be more intelligent? Travel the world. Because if you just stay in your little ass United States bubble, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get to keep. Be willing to get out of your comfort zone and get out there and see the world. Armageddon said, I'm trying to get the hell up out of here. What's the image certification? Robin, it's the TEFL. It's TEFL. Teaching English as a foreign language is what it stands for, I believe. You can get certified on Groupon. Groupon. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all, the problem, like I said this earlier. Oh shit, my bad. I said this earlier, like moving abroad is 80% mindset. Like so many people think that moving abroad is hard and like, oh my God, it's going to be so complicated. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. How do you know? How do you know? I understand that our brain loves to self-sabotage us. I know that we love to overthink. Put a 1 in the comments if you're willing to admit that you can be a bit of an overthinker. Put a number 1 in the comments if you're willing to admit that you will overthink your way into self-sabotage. Put a number 1 in the comments if you are willing to admit that you will talk yourself out of the life that you want to live. Everybody should have a number 1 in these comments because we are all humans. We all do it. It's okay that you have thoughts of self-doubt. It's okay that you have thoughts of fear. It's okay that you have these thoughts that are questioning if this life is possible for you. What is not okay is allowing those thoughts to stop you from living the life that you have been fantasizing about. You up at night fantasizing about living in Portugal. You saving all these videos from people who live in Thailand. You've been doing research for years. Y'all, take action. It is time to take action, okay? When I first started this page, it was just for fun. I wasn't even talking about moving abroad. I was just talking about travel because I like to travel. I was like, follow for travel inspo, like, and then I started and then I started posting about my journey of moving abroad and like the amount of people that came out of the woodwork and was like, oh my God, how do you do this? I want to do this. How am I going to make money? Which country is best for me? I'm LGBTQ+. Where can I find my people? Where can I go where there's going to be other people of color? How do I move with my kids? How do I move with my pets? I got these questions over and over and over again, and I put the answers all in one place for you. So you don't have to spend hours doing all this research, having 10 videos saved on TikTok and 2 on YouTube and 2 blog posts bookmarked and, one girl who you met in person and you can't find her business card. I put everything you need in one spot. Everything you need is in my MAPS course, y'all. Everything you need is in my Move Abroad planning series. And while I am live, for the action takers, for the people who are tired of their own bullshit, I know I'm talking to somebody today, for the people who are tired of their own bullshit, the people who are tired of holding themselves back, while I'm live, you can take 20% off of the course with the promo code 20 spelled out. And there's also an Afterpay and Klarna option for anybody who wants to take advantage of a payment plan. Armageddon said, best decision I ever made was traveling to Southeast Asia. It opened my eyes. Yes. Yo, I went to Asia last year for the first time, y'all. I'm telling you, you go to Asia, you be like, I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere. Me and my husband had no idea how much we would fall in love with Asia, but we loved it. Ellie says it's learning to walk in the discomfort that's so hard, and I'm learning. Yes, Ellie, exactly. It's feeling the fear and moving forward anyways. Y'all, you can move abroad scared. You can be nervous as hell and still move abroad. You can be afraid of the unknown and still move abroad. You cannot have the support from your mama and your cousin and your kids and the people at your job and still move abroad. You can have it. You cannot have it all figured out, which, by the way, I'm living abroad. I still don't have it all figured out. You can do all of these things. You can feel all of these things and still take action, y'all. This is a life hack. Y'all ain't even asked me for this. This is a life hack I'm giving to y'all right now. Because people love to look at my life and think that it looks so easy for me. But you, in reality, you have no idea. You have no idea the setbacks that I've had to overcome. You have no idea the way that I grew up. The mindset mastery that I had to get to as somebody who grew up Black and broke, lower middle class in the United States, in a household that was always in survival mode for money. I didn't get to where I am today because I grew up with a rich family, because I grew up, my parents always traveled a lot. I ain't never been on a plane with my parents, ever. Yeah, I traveled a lot. I've had a passport since I was a kid. No. Travel, international travel, that was not part of my life. Now I've been to 24 different countries. Now I have 10 different income streams that I can earn from anywhere in the world. Now I live abroad with my husband, and I recognize I found the secret, y'all. I found the secret. The secret is intentionally creating a life that you cannot wait to wake up to every single day. You didn't come across this live on accident. It's all in alignment. I done told y'all, I'm talking to the people who feel living abroad in their spirit. I'm talking to the people who are ready to take action because you recognize that you only get to live this life one time. Robbins, can it be any bachelor's or have to be English? It does not have to be English, Robbins. Some of them don't even require a bachelor's degree. Today, I don't have money. I live check to check, and I still have to think about it. A lot of people out here living check to check. I know. I lived that life for years. Wells Fargo in my inbox talking about overdraft fees, robbing Peter to pay Paul, emails, this payment failed. Like, I understand. Your current circumstances don't define what's possible for you, though. That's what I need y'all to understand. Your current circumstances do not define what is possible for you. Y'all, there were times I would come home and our lights were off. There were times I would come home from school and the water was off. There were times where I literally, I remember one year, my mom gave me and my sister $75 to buy new clothes for school. Y'all, I thought we were rich. And I remember, I remember her name was Amber. I remember I was talking to her about it in school, and literally, she was like $75. She was like, damn, my mom gave us $300 each and we're not even done yet. I remember thinking, Getting $75 to buy new clothes was a lot of money. I need y'all to understand that your current circumstances do not define what is possible for you. Your current bank account does not define how much money you can make. You don't have to stay living check to check. Some of y'all don't want to hear this, but some of y'all choosing to stay broke. Some of y'all are choosing to stay broke when you need to stay woke. The United States wants to keep you fat, stupid, and in debt. Okay? Let's break them down. Fat. Okay? Let's talk about the food. Let's talk about how when you compare how much money the United States spends in the fitness industry, please help me understand why everybody's dying of cardiovascular disease. What are we talking about? Why is it so normal for the United States to be using ingredients in our foods that are literally illegal in other countries? Why are we so ready to medicate? Start paying attention to the commercials, y'all. Start paying attention to the commercials. Somebody's trying to get you into more debt. Somebody's trying to get you to gamble. Somebody's trying to get you on medication. That is 80% of what you see in the commercials on TV. The United States wants to keep you fat, stupid, and in debt. Okay? We talked about that. Let's talk about stupid. Please help me understand. Please help me understand why the fuck my niece over here asking me for help with her homework, talking about what's the name of a baby dragonfly. And all I can think to myself is, who the fuck cares? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? People out here putting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars into college just to end up with debt and still fucking broke. But now you got more bills. Now you just got student loans you can't even pay. Y'all, these school systems will teach you how to be a great employee. They will teach you how to be dependent on other people for your money. I'm in Columbia, Robin. This is why I teach you how to make money for yourself. Y'all, I'm talking to the people who want to live in their purpose. Put a one. Am I talking to anybody here? Put a one in the comments if I'm speaking to you right now. I'm talking to the people who don't want to live a mediocre life. I'm talking to the people who are tired of settling. I'm talking to the people who want to wake up to a life that you are excited to live. Y'all, you should be excited to live your life. Y'all, I don't care about Mondays. You know how many years of my life I had the Sunday scaries? Just thinking about how badly I didn't want to go to work the next day. I get it. I get it, okay? Y'all, your current circumstances do not define what is possible for you. They don't. These things that you see me doing today, these are things that I learned. Marcia said they don't even teach some of the stuff I learned in school. Cursive, for example. Y'all, hold on, let me rewind it back. Fat, stupid, in debt. Y'all, okay, we talked about fat. We talked about stupid. Let's talk about debt. Y'all you don't gotta raise your hands. You don't gotta put a comment. But y'all don't need me to tell you how much of the United States is in debt. And I'm talking big debt. I'm talking like $20K and up debt. Listen, I told y'all I moved abroad with $50,000 in debt. I ain't got no motherfucking shame because I realized that shame is one of the reasons why so many people stay in debt. Everybody needs financial literacy. Why is that not mandatory? You go outside of the US, I meet so many people who can speak English, even if they don't speak it perfectly. Do you know how often I come across somebody in the United States who's bilingual? Rarely. Y'all, car culture, the automotive industry, y'all, big part of capitalism. They don't want you to be able to walk and get fresh foods. They don't want to give you the public transportation. They want you to buy a car where that value is going to depreciate as soon as you leave the motherfucking lot. Now you're stuck with a high-ass car payment, high-ass car insurance that God forbid you use. God forbid you use the car insurance that you've been paying for because now it's going up. Y'all, you gotta stay woke. They try to make you feel so bad if your credit score isn't 700 and up. They need you to make 3 times the amount of rent. Then they want you to put down first month's rent. Y'all, please stay woke. I need y'all to stay woke, okay? I need y'all to get out here and see the world and decide for yourself. If you get out here and, you travel and you do all of this, blah, 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 and then you decide that, you know what, I want to stay in the U.S., cool. But don't be ignorant. Because I was ignorant for so many years until I started traveling, y'all. Until I started traveling, and I was like, damn, people in the US have no idea that they can live a different life. I told y'all I'm talking to the action takers. Damn, somebody in this building be cooking, and it be smelling so good. And I just want to find out who it is, so I can just knock on their door and be like, can I borrow some sugar, and then get invited in, because that's how they are here. You'll be like, yeah, I'd be like, ¿tienes azúcar? And then they'll be like, see, then I can't. They invite you in. You'll be, listen, I'm trying to make me some friends in this building so I can have some food cooked for me. We actually hired a cook for the first time last week, y'all. $30. This woman came to here. We're in a 3-bedroom. We're in a 3-bedroom apartment. She cleaned our entire apartment and she cooked for us. It was $35. Y'all, you can be living a completely different life. You can cut your expenses in half. You can eat delicious whole foods. You can be in a place where they have great public transportation, or a place where you can walk to get what you need. You can live this life, but no one's going to do it for you. You have to hold yourself accountable to where you are, and you got to be fed up enough to want something different. Damn, that was a word for myself. You got to be fed up enough to want something different. Some of y'all are only fed up enough to scroll. Some of y'all are only fed up enough to go escape. Some of y'all got screen time. 3-4 hours a day on social media. You're not even making money from social media. If you're not making money from social media, your screen time ain't got no business being more than like an hour. I'll give you an hour a day. Outside of that, why are you not learning how to make more money if you broke? Why are you not learning how to make money for yourself if you're sick of going to jobs that you cannot stand? Why are you not learning how to make money for yourself if you want to experience time freedom? If you want to wake up and do whatever the fuck you want to do that day, why are you not learning how to make money online? If you want to travel, why are you saving all the travel videos instead of getting your ass on the flight? Because of fear? Baby, let me tell you what your biggest fear should be. Your biggest fear should be recognizing, damn, I'm not even getting out of this life alive. I only get to do this one time. Who am I living for? Your biggest fear should be recognizing that every day we are closer to death. I don't care. I'm being morbid today. Listen, every day we are closer to the end. Nobody knows. Y'all, do you know how blessed and how grateful I feel to say that if God forbid something happens and I found out that tomorrow was my last day, I'm going out with no regrets. Not because my life is perfect, not because I haven't made mistakes, but because I had the audacity to try. We idolize these people on social media, thinking that they're better, thinking they're so different. They're not. They just had the audacity to try. They were willing to get out of their comfort zone. Some of y'all not willing to get uncomfortable, and that's why you still live in the matrix. Some of y'all not willing to get out of your comfort zone, and that's why you're still living in a country where you don't feel safe. That's why you still at a job you can't stand. That's why your bank account is overdrafted every month, because you are not fed up enough with where you are to do something different. People will give tens of thousands of dollars to a university and graduate and still be broke. It won't say shit. But then as soon as somebody talks to them about a course or a program, a mentor, something that they can invest in to learn how to make money for themselves, I have invested tens of thousands of dollars in my personal and professional development to get to where I am today. All you see is the end result. Y'all, everybody has a story. You got to stop comparing. Your life is your life. Your journey is your journey. Stop comparing it to everybody else's. It doesn't matter. You have no idea what they went through. Y'all just start where you are. That's one of the number one things I hear. Bianca, I want to move abroad, but I just don't know where to start. This is why I put everything in the MAPS course. If you're watching on YT, it's in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. Y'all got like 2 more minutes to take advantage of the live bonus because I got to get off of here. For those of you who already got the course, thank you for your business. I'm going to send you that live bonus as soon as I get off of here. Remember, y'all, you can use that promo code 20 spelled out for 20% off. And for anybody who gets the Move Abroad, the Move Abroad planning series is called the MAPS course. While I'm live, I'm also going to send you my cash flow come up checklist as a bonus. The cash flow come up checklist is a 33-page guide that comes with a video, and it's all about how to start making more money no matter where you are. You don't need an experience. You don't need a degree. It's okay if you're an introvert. It's okay if you don't want to use social media. I specifically made this because, y'all, I have failed at way more things trying to make money online than I have succeeded, okay? All one life. Hello, welcome. Y'all, are you going to talk about these things tomorrow? I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is another reason why I love having my own business and why I gotta work for myself, because like I don't be knowing. Like I wake up thinking I'm doing one thing and I do something completely different. But make sure, but I mean obviously like if you're following me, I think you can turn notifications for when I go live. I don't have my cards saved. What do you mean your cards? You can use PayPal. I don't know if I read that right. What do you mean your cards? There was something else I was about to say that there was something else I was going to say. Unpopular Soul says, I don't have any money now. Unpopular Soul, because you have not left the US yet, start with the free class. Like you don't even need the MAPS course right now. Payment. I don't do PayPal or Venmo. Okay. Send me a DM, Ellie. Unpopular Soul, start with the free class. All one life. Those I don't even know what those are. Does anybody have any questions about the course or living abroad before I get off of here? Like I said, those of you who already got the course, make sure you check your spam folders for the bonus. I'm gonna send it out in like the next 3 minutes because I got another call coming up. But does anybody have any questions before I hop off of here? Everything that y'all need to get started is there. You got to be the one to take the leap, y'all. You have to be the one to take the leap. No one is going to do it for you. Saying that you don't know where to start, y'all, we got to start being honest with ourselves. We have to start being honest with ourselves and just acknowledge. Some of us just haven't put in the work. Some of us just have not been taking action. And I get it because life be lifing. Life be lifing for me too. I understand. Okay. Doug says, how much money do you and your husband have saved when you left the US to travel? The only thing we had saved was, so we left in February. So we already had our accommodations for February, like booked. The only money we had saved was so remember, we're digital nomads, so we move around. We had the money for our flight to the next place. And then we had money for our accommodations for March. Y'all, whenever it comes to I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to save money to move abroad. It's not. Absolutely do that. But what's more important is going to be making sure that you're going to have money to sustain yourself while you're there. But also in the MAPS course, I spent a lot more time talking about like how much money to save, based on your individual experience, and then also different ways to make money. All right, y'all, I got to get off of here, but thank y'all so much for joining. Please make sure y'all hit follow. For those of you, by the way, for those of you who wanted to get the MAPS course, if right now you didn't have the money, I do also have my Move Abroad resource guide at the link in my bio. That's $27. So the course comes with that Move Abroad resource guide, but it doesn't come with the guide doesn't have the videos, but you can still get everything you need in the Move Abroad resource guide at the link in my bio. All right, y'all, I gotta get off here. I gotta call in like 1 minute. But thank y'all so much for joining, and I will catch y'all next time. Those of you who already got the course, thank you again. Check your inbox in the next like 5 minutes for the live bonus. All right, y'all, I gotta get off of here. Bye, Unpopular Soul. See y'all later.